Hi, I'm Irene Pease, your friendly neighborhood astronomer, and this is just a quick look at the night skies for August 15th through 21st, 2021, using visuals, of course, from the Stellarium, which you can find at stellarium.org. You can also find out more about what I do at my website, friendlyneighborhoodastronomer.com. So jumping right in here, we have evening sky set for tonight, 8:30, a little after sunset. We can see Venus is the main thing over there still in the west. And if we kind of center in on that, if you look with binoculars, it probably will still look like a bright dot, but in a telescope, you might be able to see the phase of Venus. And you can follow that over the coming weeks yet to see it get more and more gibbous shape. So this is actually going a little bit more into the future, but you get the idea. Right, so go ahead and see if you can notice the phase of Venus this week, and maybe check it out every week or so. Again, if you have a telescope and binoculars, it won't quite show up so well, unless you can hold them really, really still. So there's Venus. Of course, we have the moon. The moon is going to be going from about quarter phase to almost full. It should actually be full on the 22nd this month. And if you kind of follow it across the sky, we see it's going to sweep right by Saturn on the 20th and Jupiter on the 21st. Unfortunately, this pass again of the moon by Jupiter isn't going to make for a good, use the moon to find Jupiter during the day kind of thing. So, we'll wait, we'll bide our time and find a better time for that. The other exciting thing, of course, planetary-wise, is Uranus, which I forgot to mention. I meant to mention it last week. Uranus is actually up before midnight, just barely. So if you're out still catching the ends of the Perseids, more on that in a moment, check out Uranus, right? So that's visible in binoculars, sometimes a clear dark sky if you can see really good really dark sky, it might be visible to the naked eye. It's listed as magnitude 5.7, so again, really, really dark sky needed. But if you have that, great. If not, use binoculars or even a telescope. So that's up in this kind of void-ish region near Aries. So it's technically in Aries, kind of between Aries and Cetus, and it's going to be there for a while because it's really far out there, so it kind of pokes along. So that's about it for the planets. I did mention the Perseids, so we were still towards the end of the Perseids meteor shower. I saw a bunch last night, and so if there's clear skies near you, then check them out. Best viewed basically after midnight. So we were out from about 11:30 to 1:30, and pretty good views. The other things that I was looking for that you might look for as well if you're out watching the Perseids or not are some novae. So of course there's still the nova up in Cassiopeia. Pointed that out I think a little while back. So that's just in the plane of the galaxy. And for that, we're going to look for M52. So you can follow kind of the taller part of the M or W right up towards the fuzzy spot up here. Still up there if I turn on my cheat sheet, yeah, near the salt and pepper cluster up here, boom, there's the nova, right? So there's kind of like this zigzag of stars to one side of this tiny little fuzzy spot. So I was able to see that in binoculars, little zigzag of stars, as I call it, and then the nova on the other side of that. Also, there's a nova in Ophiuchus. So Ophiuchus is still out pretty late if you're watching the Perseids, so you're out late. So I still have this set for 11:30 in the evening. So for that, it's going to be a little bit trickier. Ophiuchus is big, kind of boxy shape. Want to pick out this star over here. New Ophiuchi. So if you zoom in there, either if you have a dark sky or if you can look in binoculars, my marker, I found the new star and then this triangle, and then below the triangle are kind of two stars. And one thing that I realized as I was tinkering with this earlier is that there's also a lot of satellites in the field of view. So I'm blinking the satellites off and on. So there's like just a line of satellites that goes through here. So watch out for those. So this is the view in Stellarium without the satellites. So you see this triangle. You'll see new. You'll probably also see this star. And again, these two stars here. So the nova is kind of off to this side. It's not actually this star here. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing it in this version of Stellarium. But I'll put the coordinates up. So the coordinates are right ascension 17 hours, 50 minutes, 13.2 seconds. Declination -6, 42.28, which you can also find in Wikipedia like I did. So those are your coordinates, and those are kind of some markers that I use to find it more or less successfully. So it popped right out kind of over in here. So those are some super fun things. I was pretty excited to look for last night and actually see 2 nova in one night. So 2 novae and close to a dozen shooting stars, not all of which were Perseids, but enough big bright ones to make it worth lying out in the kind of chilly evening. So that's your skies for this next week. I'll be back for the skies for August 22nd through 28th. In the meantime, keep looking up. Check out my live stream again if you're interested in that, Thursday evenings. No idea what I'm talking about this week, but I'll figure it out sooner rather than later. You can find Stellarium at stellarium.org, and you can find out more about what I'm doing on my website, friendlyneighborhoodastronomer.com. I'm Irene Peace, your friendly neighborhood astronomer. Clear skies, be safe out there, everyone.